Uriah. Okay, got it. I could do that. It's my own personal summer. I get weather systems. No shoes. That'll have to be okay. Good morning. Good morning and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. I know that's a mouthful, isn't it? Okay, I promise not to do it again this morning. Join us as we settle into our shared sacred space. My name is Paula Despang. I'm your service leader or mistress of ceremonies or whatever you want to think of me as. They let me be in charge. So before we get into any of the really serious things, we're going to have some committee moments. People with committees will be announcing things. And to show everybody how that's done, I'm going to lead that. We're live now. I'm not sure who this is directed at, but someone has walked off with the little bar of a bell that we usually have on the podium, and I need it. I would like to have it back. Thank you. I'll be service leader again one day, and I'll want it then. Other people use it too, so if you're the person who accidentally took this home, please very purposefully bring it back.
Hi, I'm speaking for marketing. I would like to, this is from Kelly, my wife. I would like to thank everyone who volunteered on Wednesday, the 5th, at UCF Market Days. We are so proud of the community outreach work we are doing in our community. Thank you, and these are the people that she'd like to thank. Reverend Tracie, who had a very long day. Jess Hunt, Erin Caitlin, Chloe McElroy, sorry. Laura Owens, and, well, me, and she helped too, of course. This would not be possible without us all. The second announcement for marketing is, just a reminder, the Pride Parade is coming this Saturday, October 15th, with First Unitarian Church. They have suggested that we register volunteers. The link to register has been posted on our Facebook page and Notable News. More details to follow regarding location and times as we are waiting to hear back from the Pride Coordinator. In the meantime, please register, and if I remember right, there's 3 different ways you can help. So, and I'll wait to the end of the line to my next group.
Margie from membership. We're going to have our membership, our new member welcome get together finally on the 29th of October. That's a Saturday at 2 o'clock at my place. I'll be sending out evites for that. It's kind of a hike to get there and live out in the Lockhart area, but it's a fun place to have a party, so hope you all can make it. It will be, members will be welcome to come welcome the new members.
Thank you, Margie. I'm Amanda Major. I'm excited to say we're going to have a Triple UF Spooktacular Hackathon. Yeah, Sunday, October 30th, after service.
Okay. Joey Cole, a small thing for hospitality. We have coffee covered for this month and next month. However, I don't have anybody for December, so please contact me if you can donate a morning to come and make coffee beforehand. People really love you if you do that.
This is Lori Hospitality, and I want to thank her for all the work she's done in getting me volunteers. The thing I want to announce is that our next potluck is November 13th. So that will be an autumn-themed potluck.
Hi, this time I'm Miak. I'm working with Sarah on finance, and we're trying to get the expenditures and your budgets to you for all of you committees. If I could get a list of all the committees and email addresses or how you'd like to be contacted. I have a printout now of what I think is part of it. If you'd like to see what I have, please let me know back somewhere today. Thanks.
Good morning, Carrie Mitchell with Religious Education. We are short-staffed today, so we will not be able to offer childcare during coffee hour. When service is over, if your children are in the back, I would appreciate it if you could come get them. Thank you.
And I have a correction because I've lost my mind. It is a trunk or treat. Okay, on October 30th. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, one and all. Okay. Meditating on today's topic, thinking about the word why, I thought of all the 4-year-olds I've ever known. Yes, you are. And why is the favorite word of all 4-year-olds? They use it to learn more about how the parts of the world fit together. They also use it to keep our attention focused on them. I see both of these motives as completely valid and worthwhile. Let's go back. Stop pretending we know it all. Stop pretending we know anything, and ask again, why? Janet's going to have our opening music for us today. Janet, and accompanied by Sunny.
Our opening music will be hymn number 10. It's in your gray hymnal, and we will be singing verses 1, 3, and 4, so skipping 2. Oh, and please rise. Yes, please rise in body or spirit. Thank you, thank you. Immortal love forever full, forever flowing free, forever shared, forever hope, a never-ending sea. The winds of love awake and blow, the mists of hate away. Sing out, O truth divine, and tell how wide and far we stray. Thy letter fails, thy systems fall, and every symbol wanes. The Spirit overseeing all, eternal love remains.
Standing back there, you have no idea how good you sound, but I stand up here and I can tell how good you sound. Our chalice lighter this morning is Uriah, whose pronouns are he and him. Where's Uriah? There you are. Hello. Uriah is 7 years old and is excited about his pet plastic cockroach. In the light of truth and the warmth of love, we gather to seek, to sustain, and to share, and affirming our relationship to each other as we strive to make it. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its gift. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek truth in love, and to help one another. Welcome our guests. I see new faces here. Always a joy. Visitors, yay! And I want to also say hello to everybody online. Whoa! I can't see you, but I have faith that you are there. Partly because I've been there when I didn't feel well enough to come, but I wanted to be here anyway. So, yes. And we are back online. Yay. So, and if you're visiting here, stay afterward. We have coffee and cookies and conversation, and who knows where that could lead. We're a congregation that shares our joys and concerns, which helps us to know each other better. I find out what's important to people. I do. If your pet cockroach, plastic, is important to you, I get to find that out. And so we know each other on a deeper level. Joys shared are multiplied, and sorrows shared are lighter to carry. They're divided that way. So come up and share your joy or concerning. Know that it's going out online. And if you can't come up here, I can bring the mic to you.
So I'll start us off. I'm Reverend Tracie, and I have both a joy and a concern. The concern is Hurricane Ian decided to take out my husband's car. Our tree just decided to give up the ghost and fall over and smashed and bent the frame, so it is done for. However, the joy is it did not hit the house, because it could have done that, so I'm thankful for that. My other joy, as many of you have followed along on my doctoral journey, I have passed format review. And I am almost past IRB. We're waiting for the last of my corrections, and so that means I get to move forward through candidacy this semester. So, yes, ma'am. IRB is the Institutional Review Board, because I'm going to be doing a project here, which you'll hear more about after I pass it. I'm not allowed to talk about it until then. That they have to just kind of verify that I'm doing everything ethically and all of that, and I am almost passed through that. So I am getting further on the journey, and a lot of stress has been lightened by that. So thank you all for supporting me in this.
Hi, I'm Remus/James, and my friend surprised me yesterday with tickets to go see Arctic Monkeys, my favorite band, in Georgia next year. Georgia.
John Mowbray, I'm so close here. But my concern is this should have been a committee moment announcement. But my joy is that the men's group is meeting tomorrow. So if you are a man, identify as a man, please feel free to come here tomorrow evening, 6 o'clock. 6:30 is when we'll be meeting. So hope to see you then. Bye.
Hi, Chloe Hatfield. I have a concern and joy. Concern is solemn heart, but joy is blessings in disguise and a great support system.
I have a joy that next kids' church, I'm gonna dress up as a cockroach.
Cooper. I'm fairly new to the church. I came down to Orlando from New Jersey to pursue my PhD at UCF. But my concern is that my boyfriend's grandmother recently passed, and I'm unfortunately not able to be with his family and grieve with them.
I have a belated joy and concern since I didn't make it here last week, but it's hurricane related. And for all I know, we had 10 people up here saying the same thing last week. But that was the joy is that our house is not flooded, and the concern was that it got very close to being flooded. And it was very scary since we are not in a flood zone. And I'm sure some of you had the same situation. And also we were trapped in our neighborhood for 2.5 days because of the floodwaters. And unfortunately, there were about, not even in our subdivision, but just on our block and the next block, there were about 10 homes that got water inside, and some of them a lot of water inside, up to 3 or 4 feet. And they were also not in a flood zone, and they had no flood insurance. And it's really heartbreaking to think there, but this atheist says there, but for the grace of God. I mean, our house is only 1 foot higher than our neighbor's house who got flooded. So it was just really a shock, and I think we're seeing the writing on the wall now. So.
Hi, I'm Carrie Oji. My joy is I joined the church 3 weeks ago, and my concern is that I had to fly to Illinois to be with my elderly parents. My dad got out of the hospital, he's 92, and so I did have a good 3 weeks being with my folks and helping them out. But it's hard, you know, because they're quite old now, so, but.
I am Jess. I have a joy. Nick mentioned that I went through you to UCF for Market Day, and it was so amazing to be able to stand there and just be present for a lot of students that have been harmed by religious institutions, and to see them feel welcome and challenged and opened. So that was beautiful.
Wow, that's great. Joey Cole, I just wanted to say I just got back from Maryland. I was gone during the hurricane. My husband made it okay, though. Martha, thank you for checking on him. I also had neighbors checking on him. He did fine. We didn't have any damage. My trip was wonderful. I got to see my college roommates, whom I see each time, and my best friend. My brother is deteriorating, what you would expect. He has dementia, and we expected it. But I have one funny story I will not tell up here because of the language. But if you want to hear it later, I'm happy to share it. There was just a breakthrough when he remembered something that was really cool. So anyway, thank you.
So I'm going to drop 2 more stones in the water, and one of them is for all the people who are still trying to pick up the pieces from the hurricane. And the second one is for those of us who are blessed enough to be able to help them. Let's take a moment of silence for these and for all the things not shared in this room. So may it be. Time for all ages. My time for all ages. People are here. Yes. You have that mic or this mic, your choice, or both, whatever you want to do.
This mic.
You have to introduce yourself.
First of all, it's a pleasure to meet all of you. My name is Ontario Fleming. I'm the procurement specialist at Knight's Pantry. And basically my job is just to grab donations from on and off campus to bring them back and distribute them to the students as well. But I'm just here today to express the need and just the hardship that it takes to run this pantry, and how we need more giving. And I'm just so thankful for all the generosity that we've received. We've had UCF parents come in, and they've donated so many packages to us. We've had different stores increase their donation load, giving back to us as well. And this is just a constant cycle of giving, and I'm just so thankful for it. But it's not just the hurricane relief, really, that the students really need help from. There's also just year-round. You know, we have over 2,000 students that are considered homeless at UCF, and that's without the hurricane. That's just, yes, without the hurricane. So now, with this whole issue that's been going on now, this disaster, we have an increased amount of that. So we're just trying to supplement that need, supplement those individuals who have been affected and who have always been affected. And then also just to help with students around us. Oh, I think I need this mic. The mic line? Oh, okay.
So that people online.
Oh, okay. I was like, they can all hear me. Okay, great. Yes, but we're helping battle food insecurity, which is, if you aren't aware what that means, it is the not knowing when your next meal is coming from, not knowing when you're going to eat you're going to eat again, or not just food related. It could be where you're going to sleep at, where you're resting your head at, or where you're going to get your next shower. So at UCF Knight's Pantry, we offer food items along with toiletry, clothing items as well, miscellaneous home goods, just to help benefit those people. So I'm here today to just let you guys know we accept all donations. I see over here we have a little bin that says certain items that are in need, which we will accept, but also we have a location on campus where you guys, if you just to come in, you could just drop the items off, and we would be very grateful for that. Oh, yes.
Can you tell us where that location is?
Yes, it is located in Farrow Commons. The address is 4133 Pixis Lane, and then you could just walk in. Oh, sorry. Oh, okay, that's yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, 413 Pixis Lane, and then you could just come in. We have bins out front. You could just drop the items off, and then we would just accept them, process those, and then just redistribute those. Yes.
What are the food items you're most interested in?
Most interested, non-perishable canned goods would be best. Things like canned, like quick meals, such as like a lot of Chef Boyardee goes quick, things of that nature. Off-brand doesn't really matter.
Ramen noodles.
Definitely ramen, 100% ramen, 100% ramen. Soup as well, yes. We're also taking, we can't accept cold donations right now, but we, if you talk to like certain individuals, you can bring those by. We also do definitely needs of clothing, because a lot of people's houses were flooded, so they might have too many outfits to wear, so we definitely are accepting those. We're also taking, I believe, no, just about everything that you think about giving, we'll take it from this point. Yeah. But, yeah.
Thank you so much for coming. I'm Carol Speckler. I'm with the Social Action Committee. I want you to notice, today is day 1.
Okay.
This is almost full. That bin is
And those boxes on the
That bin is going to be at the
side.
religious education section so the kids can bring it. And the thing is, where you use, we understand the assignment, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I...
That was a yes.
Oh, thank you. I lost my thought.
We understand the assignment.
So, times are hard. It's, you know, I mean, groceries cost so much more. I'm shocked. I get sticker shock every time I go in the store. You don't have to bring a bag. It's wonderful if you can. How many people do you think are here today?
He knows. Ask him. How many people are here today?
70. Let's say 50, because that's the thing I did the math for. So, if everybody, when they come on Sunday, bring one item, a bottle of shampoo, a can of soup, tuna, if everybody comes in with one item, at the end of 12 weeks, we will have 600 more items in that bin. I can do one item. We can do one item each. Yes?
What about animals? Do people need things for their pets?
Well, this is students at UCF.
No, I understand.
So I don't think,
Yes, actually.
oh, they do?
Yes, they do. We got like the dog, cat food, cat litter, things like that.
Really? Yes.
Students have pets too.
Bird
You know?
seed.
Now, there's lists on the front of the box, and we have lists to give out if you want, but if you want to take a picture of the list, but you know what people need. You know, personal care items. I went to the dollar store, the $1.25 store. Doesn't roll off the tongue. I went to the dollar store and I got 12 items as if I was going to do one item a week. I got 6 food items and 6 personal care. I mean, everything in there is $1.25 plus tax. Can you imagine not being able to wash your hair because you don't have shampoo, or brush your teeth because you don't have toothpaste? Things like dental floss or feminine care products. I mean, if you don't have the money to be paying for room and board, and you're couch surfing on other people's couches, you don't have the money for all of those little things that you find in your bathroom that make life normal. So I appreciate, oh my God, I can't believe, I came here late because it took me an hour and a half to get here from Montverde this morning, but the box is already full. Yay. So now I'm going to empty it like it was never there, you know? Maybe I can give it,
Yes.
yay, I don't have to drive it over. Thank you so much for participating. That little bin is for the RE room, and we're going to try to encourage the kids to each bring in one item. So kids love to help. You know, they like to feel important. They like to know that they have the ability to change someone's life. So we're going to put that little bin in there and hope that they participate. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol, for organizing this for us. We all want to help, and Carol gives us the opportunity to do that. But you may be like me. I sometimes have a hard time remembering when I'm at home to get the canned goods into my car and get it from the car into here. So today during interlude and offering, we're going to pass an additional basket. If you want to put in some extra dollars into the purple basket, we're going to donate that directly to the pantry.
So, we're going to have Sunny Lula and Michelle Flores give us some music while we put something in the plate. We're a generous congregation, and this is what we do. Sing the children out with me. We love you and bless you and send you on your way. We love you and bless you today and every day. They are fast. I'm going to turn the pulpit over to Reverend Tracie. She's our favorite. That's why she's a frequent flyer in our pulpit. She's going to talk about why.
So last quarter, we worked with the theme of curiosity. And I asked you a lot of questions. We looked at our past as Unitarians, Universalists, Transcendentalists, Humanists, and as Unitarian Universalists. We looked at the ways that we have done church since the 1900s and noticed that Sunday morning church hasn't changed much. We lost some ritual and the pomp and dropped a lot of the God language that we were once comfortable with. We played around with our own order of service and saw that some things should be done in the way we've done them, and some things can move around a bit. We explored our sources and why they're important, and how they inform our shared theology or worldview that we have of love and justice. This quarter, we turn to the theme of passion. And I don't necessarily mean the passion that we have for one another. I mean the passion that drives us. Last quarter, I asked you why a lot. This quarter, I'm going to be asking you, in light of those answers to those questions, what is your why? What drives you to do the things that you do? What is that why? What feeds you? What instills in you a sense of purpose in life? What is it that instills Unitarian Universalists with a sense of purpose in life? What are we to do in this world, and what drives us to do it? The blog We Spire had this to say about passion and purpose. Passion and purpose are distinct. Passion is about the emotions, the motivation, and what makes us feel good, i.e., do what you love. Purpose is the reason or the why behind what we do, primarily for others, i.e., do what contributes. Where passion can be all over the place, wild and exciting, purpose is more focused. Passions can also come and go, whereas purpose tends to be longer term. Finally, passions are inwardly focused, whereas purpose is outwardly focused on the greater impact you have on others and on your surroundings. Today, we're going to talk about purpose. Now, that's a tricky thing, this idea of purpose. Some people can instantly pinpoint what their purpose in life is. Some people never feel that they find their purpose. And there are others who know their life's purpose and run from it. In ministerial circles, there is often the question of a minister's call story. In other words, why in the world would you sacrifice time and money, let alone potential or probably guaranteed heartbreak, to do this job? Because it's more than a job. And I'm sure many of you have careers like that. I'm thinking of our teachers, our healthcare workers, our first responders, but really whatever it is that you do for the purpose of doing it, not always a job. Sometimes it's a cause you volunteer for. I want you to think about your why as we go on today. In Unitarian Universalist ministerial circles, the call story is not often told in the same way as, say, my Methodist and AME colleagues at school. In their stories, there is often a direct calling from God to be a minister. And a lot of Unitarian Universalist ministers get a little twitchy about that. So their call stories tend to be more about their why. What drives them to do this calling in life? Because even without a divine phone call, it's still a calling. They'll talk about wanting to serve, about wanting to help, about wanting to heal, and it's all very noble. And maybe that is the why that they do this. And maybe there's more of a why than they talk about. Okay, story time. I was 16 when I first got my call to ministry. And I was pretty certain it was a prank call. Because I didn't know what to do with this urge, this really out there and sudden urge to get up in front of strangers and talk about what was on my heart. Especially because I was in a denomination where women weren't exactly encouraged to do that. And yet here I was, filling out the paperwork to participate in the top Nazarene talent for the state in sermon competition. Me, the most introverted kid there was. Me, who would have a panic attack before presenting a book report in school in front of my friends. Me, who preferred doing backstage stuff in the theater because then no one was staring at me. I was going to do the sermon competition. Why? Heck if I knew. But there was this strong feeling that I had something I needed to say, something that was important. And I had no clue what it meant for my life after that sermon because there wasn't really anyone encouraging me or guiding me through it. My youth pastor didn't know what to do with that information. He really didn't know what to do with me after I won the state competition. And I remember that it was only my youth group who cheered for me that day. Looking back now, I wonder why that didn't snuff out that small spark. I should have been embarrassed, but I wasn't. Instead, I changed churches and denominations and found my way to the Assemblies of God, a very evangelical denomination and one that allowed women to preach. There, in that youth group, I flourished. I discovered the ministry of theater and the joy of ministry outside of the box. It was that youth pastor who encouraged my calling, who guided me to Bible college with a youth ministry major. And it was during that time I realized I could reach people. And I did. I got married way too young and worked as a youth pastor for my father-in-law's church. And I loved it. I knew that that's where my calling was, and I delighted in guiding our young people in their lives. And then it all crashed. The marriage was not a good or healthy one. The church was not healthy. And I kept getting in trouble for asking hard questions like, how can a God create us in their image and then be okay with damning any of us to hell? Yeah, I was a Universalist before I knew what that word meant. I left the marriage. I left the church. I left the ministry. I basically broke up with God. And many, many years later, after a long and winding journey that found me ministering to people in various ways that didn't look like ministry from the outside, I found my way to a Unitarian Universalist church. And I found home. I found a place where I could ask those tough questions. And then that nagging feeling came back, and I ignored it. The worship chair invited me to be a part of a service where 4 different people would speak, so I only had to speak for 5 minutes. I did that. It was cool. And somewhere in the distance, I could hear a phone ringing. I helped lead pagan rituals for the church on 5th Sundays, and the ringing got louder. I observed some things that kind of needed addressing, and I finally asked the worship chair if I could be scheduled on a Sunday that our halftime minister was out of the pulpit. I had something I needed to say. So I got up, like many of you have, either here or at other congregations, and shared a message about diversity without divisiveness. And it was somewhat well received. I got up the next morning, went on with my life. I said I'd get up from time to time if they needed a speaker, but I was not about to go into ministry. After all, our minister had shared what was involved in becoming a UU minister. So, no thank you. You know when a phone is ringing and everyone can hear it and you wonder why the person whose phone it is isn't answering the ding-dang phone? My minister asked me a few weeks later if I'd had a call to ministry. Sure, I did, once. And then I got caller ID so that I wouldn't accidentally pick that call up again. She let it go. Whew, dodge that bullet, I thought to myself, until our next minister came. And she began asking me why I wasn't in seminary. Great. Now the call was coming from inside the house. Finally, she said to me, just apply. If it's meant to be, it'll happen. Feeling plucky and like I could play poker with the universe at large, I did just that. And I celebrated 5 years ordained back in April. So yeah, I picked up the phone. I answered the call. And while I joke about having a call to ministry, it was real. Not a literal phone call from the divine telling me to get off my rear end and get to ministering. No, it was more of that inner drive that I could not explain. I was the one that strangers opened up to about their life while I was just trying to grocery shop. I could tell when someone needed a listening ear or a steady shoulder to cry on, and when I offered it, they took it gladly. I wanted to see people treated with fairness and love and gentleness, and I could not understand why other people felt that that was so alien to their way of thinking. No matter what job I did, no matter what hobbies I pursued, I was ministering to people. I can't ignore, I'm that minister because I can't not be a minister. I can't ignore that passion that burns within to make the world a better place, one person at a time. Now, maybe you don't have that same kind of calling and passion to be a minister, but if you do, we need to chat. I have kind of a pay-it-forward thing with the universe at large here. Maybe your passion is teaching young people, not just the basic subjects, but also how to be a good adult who looks out for others. Maybe your passion is helping people in their worst moments when they're sick or injured or grieving. Maybe your passion is writing and making phone calls and working within our justice and legislative systems to enact real change. Maybe your passion is to help our planet and fight climate change so we have a place to live and function for us, our children, and our grandchildren. Maybe your passion is something I haven't named. Whatever it is, you're thinking about it right now. What is the thing you can't not do? What is the thing that even if you try to avoid it, you keep coming back to it? That, my friends, is your passion. That is your purpose. That is your why. Now let's take it a little bit bigger. What's our passion here at Triple U? What is it that drives us? We are a people of diverse beliefs, shared values, and one community. We are a place where people can come home and find family and friends who support them on their spiritual journeys. We are a people who truly care for one another in times of joys and concerns. We are a people who believe deeply in our social justice work. We support local community organizations that help the marginalized, the oppressed, the hurting. We are a people who have committed to seeing our children and youth grow up with Unitarian Universalist values. We are Unitarian Universalists. It's in our name, it's in our bylaws, it's in our covenant with the Unitarian Universalist Association, and that means we're guided by our principles and our sources. It means we're guided by our shared theology that we talked about last month of love and justice. It means that we are driven to do the social justice work that we do. We fight for reproductive justice. We fight against racism and oppression. We fight for our climate. We work for peace. We work for justice. We work for love. Why? Because we simply cannot do otherwise. Because in our hearts, there is a phone ringing that we have to answer. Because we find ourselves doing this work whether we realize it or not. Because our why is working for a world of love and justice and equality. I close with wise words from Howard Thurman. Don't ask yourself what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes you come alive, and do that. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive. The phone is ringing, my friends. Are you going to answer your call? Are we collectively going to answer our call to make this world a better place? What is your why? What makes you come alive? We need that. Pick up the phone. Amen. Blessed be, and may it be so.
Extinguish the flame and you'll talk to me about it. We extinguish this flame.
Not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts.
Until we are together again. My closing words come from the Buddhist tradition. Oops. Oh, him first. Sorry. Him first. Him first. Go lifted up, love bless your way. Moonlight, starlight, guide your journey into peace and the brightness of day. Short and sweet. My closing words come from the Buddhist tradition. This is a loving kindness meditation. And while you listen, think about how I'm directing these words toward you, and then give a little thought to someone else that you would like to direct these words to. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you be joyful and free from suffering. May you love yourself with great kindness, just as you are, no matter what happens. Have some coffee and cake with us, and then go home. That's not true. You don't have to go home. You will have to go, but you don't have to go home. Thanks for laughing. Oh, posters. Be afraid, just as long as you stand by me. And darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. For the mountains should rumble. I won't cry, oh, I won't as you stand by. Darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me.
Hi, sweetie. How are you?